A warm welcome to you, beautiful souls, and to my channel, Mystical Angels Energy. My name is Kikyo, and I am deeply thankful and deeply grateful to have you here today, beautiful souls. The card decks that I use are listed in the description box below. So let us begin our divine masculine channeled message for today. So you could be the divine feminine watching this, wishing to understand about the current energy going on with your divine masculine in their life. Or you could be the divine masculine, just looking to learn a little bit more about why you're feeling a certain way, why you're doing certain things. So let us begin. Okay, sweetness, anxiety, confidence, and I'm going to pull another, surrender. Okay, so the divine masculine is definitely going, oh, and at the bottom of the deck, this is beautiful, energy. So the energy is flowing, and I feel like they are coming into alignment. And I feel at this time, in this current energy, their energy is being restored. It's like they're being lit up from within, and a lot of motivation. And what is motivating them too is they are focused on the sweetness. They are focused on the good things. They see you as the ultimate sweetness, divine feminine. You are their treasure. You are the divine lollipop, okay? You are the real, authentic sweetness, and the only person in the whole entire universe that is meant for them, and they realize this, and the only person that can satisfy their soul's craving, the craving of their soul, the hunger of their soul. And I feel like they do see you, okay, whether they see you within their physical world, or they've seen you in visions, or they're getting 5D contact from your higher self, divine feminine. They may see you too on social media, online. And this in turn is making them a little anxious, you know, because they wish to give you all the sweet things too, okay? They wish to come forward. That's, oh, hold up camera. Yeah, there we go. They wish to give you all the good things of life and to show you the good things of life. And I feel like within their imagination, they're imagining all the sweet things that they can do for you, how they can truly make your soul light up. And this isn't just being charming or sweet to you know, get something in return. No, this is real and authentic, because once again, the twin flame relationship is real and authentic. It may not feel like it, divine feminine, at times, especially if they've ghosted or blocked you, or if you've had an argument or something has happened that has been almost made you feel like you've wanted to give up. But then how do you give up something that is deep within your soul? And then we look within ourselves and we realize that there's things that we needed to work on and heal, and that they are reflecting back to us. And I'm not saying you're responsible for their actions. You are responsible for your own, and they're responsible for theirs. But the ultimate message of what I'm saying here is that they are authentic and real, and this is really authentically meant for you. This is like no other relationship, divine feminine and divine masculine. There comes a moment on the journey when there's that realization, and that God has chosen this for you, and that you chose this as well in tandem with God prior to even your very first incarnation, if you believe in reincarnation, beautiful soul. But they wish to give you the sweetness of life. They wish to share this with you, okay? This is a mutual exchange and an equal partnership, and to really live this life together. And in turn, this is making them anxious, okay, because I feel like they are a lot in their head. But ultimately, their confidence is being restored, because we see that after anxiety. And then they continue to focus on the sweet things. And they continue, the reason that their confidence returns, because they just surrender. They surrender to the divine and the divine plan. They're trusting that God has a plan, that the universe has a plan, divine feminine and divine masculine. And I feel a lot in my throat, so I feel like, you know, they're really trying to work up their courage and their confidence, yes, to be able to speak to you. And they know that they must, you know, let go of the fear, which is, as Ralph Smart says from Infinite Waters YouTube channel, you know, it's divine, it's false evidence appearing real. Hold on a moment. Okay, I had to go get a tissue, so I feel like that's a bit of a sign too that they may actually be crying. At the same time, this anxiety may be making them crying. They may be letting go of, you know, some sadness or some anger. And I feel a lot of it has to do with themselves, okay, or certain karmic situations, but they are surrendering. They're surrendering to the truth of that and how, you know, that has actually made them bigger. And I feel like, you know, they see the details and how the details fit into the bigger picture, but then ultimately they are, the camera's trying to adjust again, they are seeing the bigger picture. And I feel like they realize too, with the sense of projection, that they need to project into the universe the sweet things, the things that are in alignment with who they are, and stop projecting out these things that cause fear and stress, and then their confidence returning. So we have that pink energy with, you know, forgiveness and understanding, compassion, kindness, unconditional love. And that's what we spoke of, their real authentic love, the love of God, and it's instilled within them. Or if you don't resonate with that, the love of the universe, the love of the divine coursing through them. That divine, because as we said at the bottom of the deck, we have here energy, and their energy is definitely flowing, and it's going to flow in the right direction. And then we have that white energy for purity and innocence, knowing the truth coming in, the higher chakras, the soul star chakra. We have confidence with the black there, knowing they are protected, that once again, the white and black together, that they are grounded, that glare there, that, you know, the divine has them, that they are cloaked and safe, and that we have this kind of yellow green energy, sort of like a greenish yellow energy with anxiety. So, you know, a little bit within the solar plexus, they may actually be experiencing the jitters and upset tummy. They may feel butterflies right now, the divine masculines, but it has to do with the solar plexus energy. But I feel, though, once again, that energy will be back in balance and everything will be flowing, because that's what it looks like here. Okay. Oh, that one wanted to come out. And these two. Beautiful. Thank you, angels. So we have, okay, I may need to block that. I don't know if YouTube's going to get picky with with buttocks, but I don't know. Nostalgic release, healing the past, relationships, sensory memories. Okay, so I feel like once again, they're surrendering to the divine. They're letting go of these karmic situations. They're letting go of these relationships that do not fill up their soul, because it does have relationships. And then, you know, so they're releasing anything that does not resonate with them, that is not in alignment with them. And this individual here, she's in the forest, okay, and it's like she's emerging from the forest and heading into the light, and she's nude. And I feel like this is metaphorical for your divine masculine being like stripped bare, okay, being stripped of all the things that do not serve. And once again, we said that the energy of surrender, that, you know, God has asked them to surrender, to remove from them all the things that are standing in their way, impeding their progress, blocking their path. Their senses are lit up, so I feel that they are very sensitive in this current energy, the divine masculines. And with that kind of nude energy, I'm definitely feeling that they are thinking of, you know, they're thinking of sexuality, okay? They're thinking of being with you, being intimate with you, having that relationship with you, what it's going to be like with you, and all the sweet things that they wish to do for you and to do with you in that way. And I feel like it's really lighting their heart up. At the same time, it's really making them nervous, as once again I'm hearing butterflies. The angels are saying butterflies. but at the same time it's making them feel confident and ready to go. And it's also, once again, with that energy card at the bottom of the deck, it's increasing their energy. So they're definitely feeling romantic thoughts about you. Okay, and they've come a long way too in that forest. So it's like they've been restored, they've been renewed, they've been purified. Oh, beautiful. Kindred spirits. Okay, so once again, this says, as soon as the camera clears out, okay. Not sure why that's not readjusting here. Okay, we're going to bring this forward. Hopefully this readjusts. Soul family, vibrational magnetism. There we go. That was scaring me there for a minute. Okay, so I feel like that's significant too, like if something appears, because everything happens for a reason if you interpret that as a sign, and I'm going to. Something may happen within this current energy which makes them feel like, once again, this sense of fear that, okay, I saw 1111 on the timer there. So once again, 1111 reassuring us that what we are manifesting is indeed coming to pass, actually becoming, solidified in the 3D, but that we are sending into the 5D, we're connecting with the 5D, but at the same time, 1111 asks us to pay attention to what we're thinking about. So in this energy, I feel like that's asking you, Divine Feminine, to pay attention to your thoughts and feelings, and to honor those thoughts and feelings, but at the same time to transmute them, to release them, to surrender to the divine plan, to trust, and to let go, and to focus on what really matters, because where your focus goes, energy grows. Okay, so the divine masculine is thinking of, once again, having a conversation with you, meeting up with you. Okay, the rainbow represents that this relationship is protected. Also, they see you, once again, as their happily ever after, and you do as well, Divine Feminine. I really do feel that. And it's like the pot, it's like they're at the end of the rainbow, so it's like your relationship is that pot of gold. Soul, family, vibrational magnetism, they can feel you. And yes, they're ready to walk into that light. They're ready to approach you, to reunite with you, to have a deep conversation with you. You are both, I feel, at this time, have healed a lot of things and are a vibrational match for each other. You both can feel each other. You can feel each other in the 5D, and it feels like you can feel this divine feminine coming. You almost feel them approaching, and that's why they are very anxious and nervous. And once again, something may happen where they feel kind of this sense of fear, or like they question, do you really want me? But then that confidence is restored, and they realize, once again, just like with the camera there, that it's false evidence appearing real. It will readjust and things will clear out. Ancient muse. Okay, so soul truths, higher self, deep inspiration. You are their muse, divine feminine. I feel for some of them too, they do wish to gift you with flowers, okay? But the flowers and the roses represent this sweetness, once again, this fragrant energy. And I'm hearing too that the divine masculine is saying, you look good and you smell good. They find you beautiful. You're so attractive to them, right? They're drawn to you. Like the butterfly is drawn to that sweet nectar within the flower, like the bee to, the honey that they create, like a moth to a flame. You are irresistible to your divine masculine. They realize that that is their soul truth. Their higher self is really speaking to them, and that's why they're able to surrender to the divine plan. And when they know, with the muse part too, it's like, once again, they're focused on you. They're having daydreams, and I feel like literal visions as well of you in dream time and while they're awake. I feel like they are actually seeing you. And I feel like as well that they are seeing you in their physical world somehow, whether online or actually physically in person in some way. But they are, once again, there's that feeling of wishing to come forward, to communicate, to reconnect with you. Okay. I am feeling, though, at the same time, because I'm smiling, there's a sense of fun here. Okay, even though they're nervous, I feel like at the same time with that sweetness energy, there is kind of like a sense of fun. Even if they're crying or, they're feeling the last vestiges, I'm hearing, of anger, it's like there's a sense of fun here too. It's almost like, and that fun is, once again, rebalancing that energy. I'm going to go slow so I try to trigger that camera readjusting. Okay, so at the bottom of this deck, and this is beautiful, it says awakening. I'm going through a spiritual awakening right now. I'm transforming into the person I've chosen to become. So yeah, once again, there's that energy of surrendering to the divine, allowing the divine to give them a new cloak, right? And strip them bare, and they're seeing the truth. And they've been going through this, I feel, for quite a long time, divine feminine. Okay? But awakening happens in stages, and once you're awake, I feel like you continue to progress and continue to awake, because there's something, you know, there's always something to do or to learn. Creativity. Okay, beautiful. Once again, the two crystals side by side, a divine partnership. And this is right above this. So with the creativity too, once again, okay, 1555 on the timer, 1555. So that energy of standing in their power and the energy of big change, and they know that they need to step up and initiate that big change, and you can see that here, and that's why they're very, it's why the anxiety is underneath this. So creativity, I'm excited to collaborate with you. Yes, they're excited to be with you and curious to see what we create. When two creative souls join forces, the results can be profoundly beautiful and rewarding. Yes, you're already very powerful souls individually, beautiful souls watching this, divine masculine, divine feminine. You already have the power within you as an individual, and when you team up with the universe, when you team up with God, with your different deities, ancestors, spirit guides, totem angels, however you decide to term your divine angels, guardian angels, archangels, yeah, there's just so many, you know, fairykin, otherkin, galactic beings, whoever you team up with spiritually, you're already a powerhouse when you team up with those beings spiritually, right? And you realize you have the power within self. But when you team up with your divine masculine, it's just like you have the power of you and your divine masculine, and your divine masculine has the divine feminine, and then you have God, the universe, source, however you decide to term that universal energy. Power, unstoppable. And that's what I'm hearing. I'm hearing Kylie Minogue's Unstoppable Love from her disco album. Go check that out if you so desire. Very powerful song. I feel like very befitting for this reading. Yeah, they're so excited. They're daydreaming of you. They're thinking of you, and they're thinking of everything, romantic things, sexual things, you know, your career together, how you're going to live life together, how you're going to live with your soul family, whether that be, you know, you and them and children that you have, or adopted children, or your animal family if you have an animal family, or if you just resonate with being with, you know, the other people in your career, your soul tribe. But they are so excited for this life with you. That's what I said. There's a sense of fun there as well, you know, underneath all that anxiety, and they can feel that too. They're just still anxious, but they are going to overcome that separation. So once again, I feel like you've been in this energy, and they know this too, of separation for a long time. Even though we're not together right now, our separation is only temporary. So I really feel like this is saying that separation is getting ready to come to an end. And we can see that that hourglass there is, you know, that it's like saying time is up. It's almost beginning, it's ready to empty. And see what's at the top too. It's like I'm focused on what's at the top. A lot of, you know, delicious, it looks like herbs. And it's like, you know, I'm hearing I'm hearing Spice Up Your Life by the Spice Girls. Okay, so somebody here might like the Spice Girls, or maybe that song. Yeah, they're getting ready to spice up your life, divine feminine. Okay, so separation is, I feel like, getting ready to come to an end. It says we already had so many lifetimes together, and we have so many more to come. And that's the truth. You've done this before. You've been together before. And whatever needed to be healed has been healed in this lifetime. And when you finally reunite, you know, I don't feel like, you know, you're going to ever have to go through again what you've been through. Familiar, whether virtually or in person, we've already met. Okay, so I feel like once again that they do see you in some way. And I don't just feel like this is 5D, although I do feel like they are getting visions of you once again. I feel like this is actually in the 3D, that they are either they've virtually seen you or that they've seen you in person. And you may have already met this person, you may already have met your twin flame, be aware of you, but for others I feel like the door is about to be opened. It was kind of a mystery. They see you, but you don't see them. But you do see them in your visions, in your heart. I feel like you've gotten signs and synchronicities about what your person may look like, divine feminine. And if you're unsure, journal that down. You know, like, be creative with it. Like, if you were to design the perfect avatar, and you could do this for yourself as well, for connecting with your 5D self and higher, like what you truly look like, who you truly are, if you resonate with that. But for your person, if you are unaware of what they look like, or you just kind of want to have fun with it, you want to know what they look like in their physical form, like, ask yourself, because like some people will say that the physical part is not important, it's just all about the, you know, emotional, spiritual connection. But I think all parts are important, and how we choose to express ourselves physically and portray ourselves is very important, because this is our avatar, right? This is how we choose to project ourselves into this world. It's very much a part of us. So a good question you can ask yourself, if you don't know already, or you don't have a familiar sign of what they may look like, ask yourself, how would you design the avatar of your perfect person? What would they look like? How tall would they be? Their hair, their eyes, their skin. Get playful with it. And, you know, that's usually a big sign in our imagination, and when we're creative, that we're tapping in with the divine. And I don't feel that those things are coincidences. Of course, as you go along your journey, you may feel that you refine that changes over time, and that's okay. Because, you know, when we get closer to the truth, we often find out that some things do change. But get playful with it, have fun with it. I feel like that's definitely a step in the right direction, but I feel like your person has definitely seen you. And now I'm going to place the finishing touches on this reading. So I saw 22, I almost thought I saw 2222 on the timer. So once again, that energy of 22, the master number for the master builder, higher energy of 4. If you take that, 22 and 22, you will get 44, which translates to 8. So stability, okay, I just saw that. Money came out, and overcoming weakness, abandoning limiting beliefs. Okay, I'm going to take those. And at the bottom of the deck, oh, beautiful, that resonates with the pink energy, tenderness. Okay, so their heart is their higher heart chakra, they're very open. They're very vulnerable right now, divine feminine. That's beautiful, because when they're not resisting being emotional, expressing emotion, and crying and feeling their feelings, because divine masculines, and anyone can have this experience where you're called, where your name called for being emotional, or you know, people can call you things like crybaby and everything. It's not healthy, okay? Because when we cry, we are actually removing toxins from our system and our body, as well as spiritually removing toxins, right? And breaking those cords of connections. Because if you don't cry, it's like you're holding on to that, right? And it weighs you down like a burden. I'm seeing the 10 of Wands in my mind's eye from the tarot. It's like there's an incredible burden. You know, wouldn't it be stronger to, like, deal with that emotion, feel that emotion, embrace it, and express it, so that you can be, once again, light and airy, almost like, I feel like there's a light and airiness in here, like, you know, she's smiling because she's expressed her emotion, she's felt her feelings, she's open and vulnerable, and she's allowing herself to surrender to the divine and feel those feelings. And I think that message is appropriate for you too, divine feminine. But the divine masculine right now is, you know, I feel like they're really ready in this journey, because they are open to being vulnerable. And when you felt your feelings and your emotions, you expressed yourself, you've taken that burden off your shoulders, which means then that you can move forward, right? And if you can't move forward, that's the real weakness. you're giving up, you're stuck, you're stagnant. But when you realize that they tell you these things within this matrix, within society, in order to keep you stuck, drained, unhealthy, unable to move forward, because they don't want to see people reunite. They don't want to see you resonating at your best, because then the matrix would crumble. We would all have discipline over ourselves, right? And we wouldn't rely on systems. You know, we would be all healthy and trustworthy and healed and whole. We wouldn't be able to, you know, not trust each other, and like with all these current energies that are currently going on around. But that's why systems are breaking, things are crumbling, and people are realizing that, you know, what we were taught, everything that we knew, as Ralph Smart says from Infinite Waters, has been a lie, an illusion. And so that's, you know, your divine masculine is preparing to move forward when they've realized this very, very deep and profound message that, you know, honoring their feelings and being able to express them is very important, and that's how we move forward. That's why the higher heart chakra with all this pink energy is so very open. And with that tenderness too, they see you, divine feminine, once again. They see that it was all false evidence appearing real, and that you actually really love them deeply from the bottom of your heart and soul, and that you can never be separated from each other. And that what they were anxious and fearful about, there's no need to be, because you will embrace them with open arms. I'm hearing the Journey song, Open Arms. Okay, money. And, you know, I feel like this has been such a very important thing for the divine masculines. You know, money is flowing to them. Okay, I feel like within this current energy, I feel like once again there was that energy of 2222, and I said about the 4 being, yeah, and I didn't finish that because then I jumped into something else. Sorry, beautiful souls. But with that 44 energy from 2222, if you break it down into 4 and then another 4, 44, 8. So we have the energy of 22 itself, which breaks down to 4, and then we have that energy of 44, which breaks down to 8. So it's like they're successful and stable within their career and with the money. And that was very, very important to them, because I feel like, you know, they wish to be able to provide for you. Now, I feel like there's a deeper understanding. They realize money isn't everything. But this is also speaking to me, not just of physical money also, but to the currency of the soul as well. You know, they've cultivated a lot of wealth within the soul. I feel like they are rich in every way. If the divine masculine does not feel like they have achieved a certain type of wealth, but I definitely feel like there's some type of successful feeling in your divine masculine, because I'm hearing stability, and then with that 8 of abundance. Okay, so they're very stable, they're very grounded. I'm hearing too with that 4 that they've saved up a lot. Okay, they've put a lot of energy and investment into what they've done, and that's another reason I feel like they're ready to move forward to you, because they feel successful enough and they feel financially ready and prepared enough. Once again, we have the overcoming weakness, and it's right above the anxiety. And then we have that lotus flower once again opening up. I'm seeing this as their crown chakra opening up, as well as their 2 heart spaces, the heart chakra and the higher heart chakra, which is right above the heart chakra. So the heart chakra is like right there, in the middle of your chest, kind of a little bit above the solar plexus there, which the solar plexus is located right where the 2 ribs meet. And then above that, just a little bit in the middle of the chest, is the heart chakra. And then right, like about where your collarbone is, just a little bit above the heart chakra, is the higher heart chakra. I feel like these are opened up. Okay, once again, they're open up to that vulnerability. We have the white there and the gold. It's like being, all the things that have held them back are being burned away, and they're really open. That's the word I'm really feeling, open. They're open to the possibilities. Once again, we had surrender there, so they're surrendering to the divine. You know, they're breaking the chains with the abandoned limiting beliefs. I'm hearing the Dawkins song, I'm breaking the chains. They're breaking, I'm also hearing that Ozzy Osbourne song, breaking all the rules. Like, they're breaking all the rules that they imposed upon themselves and all the chains and the rules of this matrix. And they realize that, you know, they're getting control of themselves, and they're feeling their feelings, and they're opening up, they're purifying, they're trusting in the divine. And they're realizing that, you know, they may have been too restrictive with even the money issue, that really they do have enough. And, you know, that may have been a blockage holding them back. They didn't feel like they had enough. And now they realize they're overcoming the weakness with that, you know, that they did have enough. Or maybe if they had enough, on the flip side, they could have felt that maybe they had too much, and that you would feel like they were bragging, or they wanted you to trust them and didn't think that, hey, look, they're coming in here with like, you know, this wealth and everything, and like they're trying to lord that over you. That may have been a fear that they had felt. You know, they may have felt that they might be perceived by you, divine feminine, as being, you know, arrogant or something along the lines of that. But once again, it's all false evidence appearing real, because they're not like that, and you're not thinking that. And they're overcoming that struggle. But yeah, I definitely feel like there's, too, with all of this, I feel like there's a windfall. Okay, I feel like they are being blessed with money. And this isn't just speaking to me about money. Okay, it is, but at the same time, I'm reading this many ways, multiple ways. I feel like this is a windfall of opportunity as well. Okay, like the opportunity to overcome this weakness, to actually confront their fear. And what is their fear? Contacting you, divine feminine. So what you see here is that the ultimate end result is, once again, like, the confidence is restored. They're going to break those chains. They're going to stand in their power, and they're going to break the chains. They're going to realize that, you know, they can't be held back any longer. Their soul's just calling out to them, and there's this divine light streaming through them. It almost appears like the fire at the top of the phoenix is like a crown. Okay? So they're stamping up and standing in their power, and the divine is inspiring them and leading the way. This is beautiful. Confidence being restored. Okay, so I feel like that's what I had for you today, divine feminine. I also used my emerald there, and once again, that's that 8 energy speed. I really feel like the numbers here are 4 and 8. Stability, enough savings, good grounding, a good foundation, solid, reliable, dependable energy. And then we have the 8 there with material and spiritual balance, abundance, the kind of like that 9 of Pentacles energy. Like, once again, you know, the 8 energy speaks of harvest. Okay, you know, they've put a lot of time and effort in things. Also with the 4 there, we said investment. They may have actually made literal investments, but they've invested a lot of time and energy into this journey. And wow, below this, wow, okay, we had fear at the bottom there, and we spoke of fear. So once again, walking through that doorway, movement right after the fear. So they're walking through that doorway. I'm seeing the 8 of Wands there. They're going to be very confident, and when they decide to move through that doorway, they're going to do so very quickly. So yeah, with the emerald there, we're speaking of abundance and joy, and once again, that kind of like that lucky pot of gold energy, because this is the ultimate end result, divine feminine. Them emeralds remind me of like Emerald Isle, Ireland. Someone could connect with that in some way. But someone here could really like Celtic music, I'm hearing. I love Celtic music. Also with the Celtic music, it's like being spirited. Speaking really and stirring the soul. Their soul has been stirred up, and that's the ultimate end result, is that they wish to confront you, divine feminine, and to comfort you, and to speak to you, and to have a heart-to-heart with you, to reunite with you, so that they can then permanently unite with you. Alright, so that's what I had for you today, beautiful souls. Also, emeralds represent love as well, so there's a lot of love energy here. Deep, unconditional, and profound love, divine feminine and divine masculines watching this. Okay, so thank you for being here. Thank you for everything. If you did enjoy my content, please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. It helps you to continue to be able to notice these videos, as well as to get those messages out there for anyone that needs to hear them. Do not forget to click the notification bell so you can get any further updates, videos that I continue to create. Okay, thank you for being here. I love you. The angels love you. I feel like Archangel Ariel is definitely here with you with this energy, the Archangel of Manifestation. I'm hearing Archangel Jophiel is here, helping you to get in touch with your emotions and to see the beauty in life. Archangel Gabriel is definitely here too with that creativity, and I said about like confronting and with the voice, you know, especially contact. And then Archangel Michael is definitely here protecting, guiding the way, helping you overcome fear, as well as Archangel Ariel. Okay, so once again, I love you. The angels love you. We all cherish you. And until next time, beautiful souls, bless.